Hi, I'd like to share with you the chandelier layering technique and a beautiful fringe area what is going to be combined in this technique. Let's first focus on the fringe area. As you can see, I sectioned a triangle in the fringe area, which is a little bit wider than a normal fringe. So it is a little bit more extended towards the back. What we're going to do is we're going to take this section and split this section in the middle part. And then we will focus on one side and the other side. So first we take the left side away and I'm going to focus on the right side. The parting pattern what we're going to follow is parallel to my section. So as you can see, it's going to be diagonal. So I'm going to take my first diagonal parting, which is parallel to my sectioning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute it perpendicular. Then what determines now my length? I think it's the easiest way to do it as followed. If you take a look in the natural fall, you can exactly see where the length is going to fall. So if you want to go in towards the chin length, then of course your fingers have to touch the chin and then we can start projecting the hair perpendicular. If I cut the hair now here parallel to my fingers, I know exactly that it's going to be on the chin length. This technique gives me a beautiful frame around the face in combination with the chandelier layering. So here we go. We distribute the hair perpendicular like this. We take our scissor, and I do not want to cut a really straight line, but more like a little bit softer effect. So what I'm going to do, first determine my length, then distribute the hair perpendicular, position my fingers parallel to the parting, and then I'm going to start doing my point cutting technique. And the point cutting technique, as you can see, that one blade is resting on my finger, and that's why I can create that beautiful soft point cutting effect. And as you can see, we're exactly on the chin length. Next parting we take. I'm using a stationary design line. That means that you bring all the hair to that first line, distribute the hair with the fine side of the comb, gives me a more precise effect, distribute it nice and even. You see your guideline and point cut again behind your fingers. We continue taking sections in the fringe parallel to the sectioning, which is diagonal. Distribute the hair perpendicular and take your previous guide with you as a guideline. Use your fine side of the comb and position your fingers parallel to your parting. Make sure you see your guideline, and we do the point cut technique in the ends. Distribute nicely and do the point cutting technique parallel to your fingers. There you go. This automatically gives me a fringe which is actually wants to move backwards. Short hair is pushing long hair away, so automatically creates these beautiful fringe in the side. So after creating the beautiful fringe on the right side, we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Just take a simple guideline with you just next to the middle, comb this side away, position your body on the other side of your client, and continue working in sections and partings parallel to your sectioning. So we take a diagonal section, distribute the hair perpendicular, and position your fingers parallel to your parting. When you do this, you see your guideline now on the right side, and use this as a length reference to cut with a point cutting technique. Continue working in diagonal partings parallel to the sectioning and using that first line as a stationary design line. In the last section, use the fine side of the comb for a nice distribution. Everything is brought to your stationary design line and position your fingers parallel to your parting. Take a look to the end result of the fringe area. You see it's a strong concave, means it's shorter in the middle and longer at the sides. Short hair is pushing long hair away, so you automatically get that feeling that the hair really likes to move outward and blend into the chandelier layers in the back. You can check the fringe, of course, if it's in balance, by using your fingers. Another way how you can do it, you can take the whole fringe in once, like this, bring it over your comb, and then you automatically see your shortest point in the middle and that the corners are getting longer. So that's the concave where we talk about, and that gives us that beautiful feeling in the front. Alright, so the main effect of this chandelier layers is not that we make a connection here, but it's more like a horizontal layering in a soft slice effect, but we have to respect the length of the hair. So what we are going to do is the following. I'm going to start at the side, at the temple area, and I'm going to project the hair horizontal. My fingers are facing the ceiling. And then I'm going to determine my length. Like I said, I do not want to connect it, so I take this guide in between my fingers. I slide further. Now it's not connected anymore, as you can see. Position your fingers vertical and project the hair horizontal. Take your scissor almost like you're playing darts, like this. It's open. Position in an angle of 45 degrees and move your scissor towards the existing length. And a beautiful slice motion. So we started taking the first section. The second section is a traveling guide. So I take my next vertical parting and I take my previous line with me. Distribute the hair horizontal. Position your fingers vertical. Make sure you see your guideline from your first slice, which is over here, and then you take the scissor and you turn the scissor around like this. Slide your fingers through, position your scissor in an angle of 45 degrees, and then we move with our scissor towards the existing ends by respecting the existing length. So these were the first two sections. We're always almost at the highest point of the ear, and we continue. Like I just said, we take our previous guideline with us. So the first one, we can leave it behind. Project the hair horizontal, and this is really important. So make sure this is horizontal, this point, and your fingers are vertical. And then it's time to take your scissor. Make sure you see your guideline. Position your scissor in an angle of 45 degrees, and we slice to the existing length of hair, like this. If you do this technique and you see your client moving in the direction as you move your scissor, then it might be time for a new scissor to do this slice cutting technique. So comb the hair, fine side of the comb, horizontal projection. Fingers are vertical, make sure you see your guideline. Position your scissor 45 degrees and move it towards the existing length. And now what you can see is beautiful chandelier layers, which are almost like horizontal layering, but with respect of the length. And in combination with that fringe, then you get that beautiful 2021 look. So I'm working all the way from one side to the other side and taking your previous length with you, using eventually the fine side of the comb for a beautiful distribution. Comb the hair horizontally, position your fingers vertical, There you go. Position your scissor 45 and you make your movement. Wow. And this is so beautiful, you see. So with respect of the existing length, creating these beautiful layers, chandelier layers. So these layers really, even in this XXL length, they still want to go outside. They want to have movement in the hair while respecting the length. And that's exactly the feeling what we wanted to create in this look. It's simple, fast and quick, and that's where it's all about, especially in long hair. So section the fringe, overlap the fringe from left to right and right to left with a perpendicular distribution technique that gives you that fringe what likes to move outside. And all the layers here interiorly are sliced. Project the hair horizontal, keep your fingers to the ceiling and position your scissor in 45 degrees. And that gives you that beautiful look, that really great feeling in the hair.